Hey everyone, today I'm going to see if I can create some kind of file server with this 2010 Mac Mini and create a shared folder that can be accessed by all the different computers on the network. Essentially having this be like a file server, not necessarily like a NAS or anything like that, but just something simple that you can set it up to have a shared folder and then other computers on the network can access the same shared folder. Now, what will be interesting to see is, well, for one thing, if that method will even work, but also if Windows computers can access that shared folder. I do have another Mac, the Mac Pro over there, but other than that, that's kind of it. So it will be interesting to see if I can pull files off of this computer using a Windows computer. Let's see, so first thing, turn it on. Now, I've talked about this computer before in the previous video. I mentioned that it was not very good, not very fast. It's a Core 2 Duo, so it's by no means fast or anything like that, especially not compared to the Mac Pro, which is running 2 Intel Xeon processors, and despite it being a year older than this computer, it runs way better. But Core 2 Duo, what are you going to do? And also like the Mac Pro, has a spinning hard disk. So it takes longer to load, and that on top of less RAM and a weaker processor just makes it a generally really sluggish experience running Mac OS Catalina. But we don't really need it to be ultra powerful. It's not going to be hosting a web server. It's just going to be probably just hosting a shared folder or something like that. While it's loading, one thing I have noticed between the Mac Mini and the Mac Pro is that they use the same like color for the silver. If you put them side by side, you can see that they actually like look very similar in the type of like aluminum they use. Yeah, 2010's Apple hardware had a theme going on. Their desktop devices and their laptops certainly had a theme. Like if you look at the unibody MacBooks, those they look very similar to the Mac Mini. This screen is very small. Okay. Man, I haven't used this thing in a while, but I forgot how long it takes to start up. Come on. It's like loading icon by icon if you look in the corner there. And it's still not done loading. I have a bunch of desktop icons here too. Alright, now I think it's loaded. I think it takes like a minute, no, longer than that, like 3 or 4 minutes just to get to this screen. It's really not good at all. The first thing I'm going to try to do is see if I can increase the scaling, because I cannot see this. Yeah, so there we go. Now it's actually readable. So let's see. I think I can just make a new folder here on the desktop just to make it easy, and make it, just call it shared folder. I think I spelled that folder. Alright, and then go to the system preferences again, and then sharing, file sharing. Okay. And I think I can add a shared folder here. Go to desktop, go to shared folder, click add. And for this one, it looks like it's reading right. I'm going to set it to anyone on the network who can see the folder can read them right. There's other like more complicated things, like you can set it up to like right now I just have it set up as a simple file server. So everything anything that's going on is just going to be shared to that folder that I have set up there. You can also set it up to be like a time machine server, so other Macs can back up to it, or it can be a caching server to provide caching of software distributed by Apple through the internet. I don't think I'm going to be using either of those things. The shared folder is really the only thing I'm going to need. So this is going to be interesting. I'm not sure how to connect another Mac to this file server, especially because this is running on my Wi-Fi network, and the Mac Pro, which is the only other Mac that I have, is connected to my router through Ethernet. And the way I have my network set up, it's a mesh network for Wi-Fi, and the router is just its own network. So it's two different networks. The wireless network is its own network, and the router is its own network. So this may not actually work the way I intend it to. Maybe I can just connect the Mac Mini to the Ethernet. Although I feel like I've tried to do that before and it didn't work right. Alright, you're on the network. I'm going to turn off the Wi-Fi. Okay. That should do it. I'm going to open Google Chrome. Actually, Chrome doesn't work on this computer. Every time I've tried to open it, it crashes instantly. Well, not instantly. It takes a while to crash, but I've never actually got it working. So I'm just going to force quit here before it tries to do other things. This is stuck on the screen. So it looks like the internet is working. I don't know why I thought Ethernet didn't work on this computer. Okay, so the shared folder is now set up. I don't know how I'm going to set up the Mac Pro to receive it. Okay, so it looks like you can actually share files with Windows computers using AFP on that account. When you enable Windows sharing for a user account, you must enter the password for that account. It also complains about it being less secure and all that, but you know, that's just Apple not wanting to touch the icky Windows ecosystem. Alright, so it looks like I've set it up so all users on the network should be able to access the shared folder. I'm holding the camera right now because I didn't set this up with enough room to put the tripod here. I might have been able to just set up like screen recording with this, but I think that would have been too much trouble. Go to folder, no, not that one. Is it network maybe? Hello? I think the hardest part of all of this might just be getting this to receive shared folders. Alright, so now that I turned on network sharing, my Mac Mini shows up. And it looks like I can go to shared folder, and I'm connected to the Mac Mini as a server. So I'm not sure if I have any files on here to kind of demonstrate this with. Alright, so I'm just going to make like a simple text edit file. Okay, save it. I'm just going to save it to the documents folder as untitled, why not? Then go to documents and I'm going to drag it to there. I'm going to see if it showed up on the Mac Mini. Come on. Oh yeah, there it is. Look at that. Oh, that was actually easier to do than I thought. Question now is, can it run on a Windows computer? Well, it said it should be possible, so I don't see why it wouldn't. Although Windows computers have different methods of detecting other computers on the network, so why isn't my mouse working? Oh, the batteries are dead. Finally, it's been like 2 years. Okay, yep, that solved the problem very well. As you can see, my Windows invalidated itself. But if I go to this folder and then go to network, I might be able to... Oh, it's not connected to a network. Oh, right. Oh, I'm missing a couple important things here. For one thing, the Mac Mini is not turned on. The other thing is that I stole the Ethernet cable from this computer for the Mac Mini, so I'm going to now plug this back in and then take the Ethernet cable from the Mac Pro and plug that into the Mac Mini. Alright. Now the Mac Mini's plugged in. Well, it does take like up to 5 minutes for the Mac Mini to get all like booted up correctly, so I'm just gonna wait and see if it shows up. So Microsoft has their own little system for transferring or setting up like a quote-unquote data server and having other computers on the network access it, and that is home groups. And with the home group, you can share files and printers with other home computers running Windows 7. So that's kind of their own system, but it says that with this shared folder setup, I should be able to transfer files to Windows computers as well. But as you can see, it's not showing up, so there's something else going on here. Alright, it's been like 20 minutes and it has not shown up yet, so I think we gotta troubleshoot here. I forgot about the fact that it takes another, after it takes 3 minutes to boot, it takes another 3 minutes to load everything on the desktop. Alright, so now that it loaded up the desktop, I'm going to try to see just what went wrong here. Well, I enabled AFP, so I assume that enables Windows file sharing. Alright, so I actually missed a step. You have to create a folder on your Windows computer if you want to access it in order for the Mac to know where you want to share your files to. So I'm going to make a new one. I'm just going to call it shared folder. Alright, now I have to go to run. No. Run. There we go. Double backslash. I think it's Ben's Mac Mini. Or actually, wait, let me make sure the Mac is even on and that's the right name. Okay, no, it's actually something else. Looks like it is double backslash SMB. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, I see the problem now. I have to do, instead of forward slash, it's backslash. Alright, looks like it like that. Oh, it can't access. Why wouldn't it be able to access it though? It's set up, unless it's not. Oh, oops, I need to set up read and write. Alright, let's try it again. Alright, I may have entered it wrong actually. I think it is... Let's see if it likes that. It did. What do you know? Username, that's a good question. I think it's just my Mac username and password. It is. Alright, so we are now accessing my Mac's hard disk. Yep, and there we go. There's the file. And if I can make a new file and drag it. Actually, the good question is, where'd it go? Oh, maybe it's like a one-time thing. You have to log on to it essentially. Oh, no, that's not the right one. Yeah, I guess you have to log on to it every time you want to access it. Yeah, but this is not the way I expected it to be. I thought it would be like, oh, you can access a specific folder, not the entire hard disk, which, that's fine, I guess. I mean, data went somewhere. But yeah, you can access everything on the hard disk here. Yeah, so not just the shared folder, but you can access everything. I'm sure there's a way to set it up to narrow your window of what you can access, but this is fine. Yeah, I can even make a new text document, test, and write, this was written on a Windows 7 PC. Save. Let's see if it showed up on the Mac Mini. Oh yeah, here you go. And yep, that's what I wrote. That was written on a Windows 7 PC. Now, if it can transfer text documents, it can transfer pretty much everything that, can be read by the Mac, as long as they're not like PC or Mac files. So yeah, thanks for watching. This was kind of a simple video of transferring files over the network from a Mac to a PC. Now, obviously, you don't have to do this if you have something like TeamViewer, which I actually have over there. If you have that, you don't really need to create like a whole network server. You can just connect to the computer you want to transfer files to and drag and drop it. And then there's cloud services, so you don't really need to have a local server anymore unless you want to play like movies and video files that you've ripped from DVD and you want to upload them to your home server and you want to watch them there. You would probably want a more elaborate setup than this. Maybe you'd need like a NAS or something like that. This is nowhere near a NAS. It's just like basic network sharing. But this is useful if you just want to connect to a computer and quickly transfer files to it without having to download any other applications or anything. So yeah. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.